Hi guys, Amanda here, and today we're going to do a tutorial on the look that I'm wearing right now, and we're going to concentrate on a few of the products from the brand Root. You may know them from Instagram as @RootPretty, but they are a smaller brand with a lot of heart and a really great performance. So if you're interested in this look right here and learning more about their brand and how they can be a clean beauty alternative for you, please stick around.
So we've already primed our face and we're ready to go in with Root's Pearl Mineral Foundation. So I'm just going to tap a little bit here on the lid and use their flat Kabuki brush and tap it, get some excess off, and I'm just going to press it in large sections all over my face. And this is going to come in handy when we start buffing so that I don't have to keep going back, tapping powder out, putting it on. It just makes a more effective process. So I'm going to go in and really move it back and forth, and you'll see it starts blending the pigments together and blending with the oils of your skin and your moisture, and it just makes a really gorgeous, flawless coverage. You could definitely go more or less with this. It's very buildable, but extremely lightweight. You can definitely still see your skin underneath, and your skin can breathe while you get the coverage that you desire. You can apply it traditionally like this powder foundation. You can wet it. You can really wet it for concealer. So it's really versatile. And again, it's 100% natural, and it's made with the highest cosmetic grade natural minerals and 0 fillers. We love that it's silky and it stays on all day too. Moving on with Kate McNabb's Eyeshadow Primer. I'm just going to dab a little bit on each eyelid and then go in with our ring finger and smooth it out. And this is just going to make a nice base for our eyeshadow to give it a nice even appearance, prevent creasing, and help it last all day. And once we have that smoothed over, we can move on next to Red Apple's gluten-free eyeshadow, and this is in the color Beachy. It's a really great warm transition color, but not too warm, so fair skin tones can still use it. And we're just going to use a fluffy brush and work it back and forth in our crease. And you can feel free to get a little bit messy with this because we're going to go in on the lid with a darker color. So this is really just going to be used to transition that darker color into our skin tone. So you just want to keep working back and forth. And then now we're going to move in with Root's eyeshadow, and this is in the color Stella. It's a nice cool bronze shimmery color. Just pack it on a flat brush, and then you want to pat it onto your lid. You don't want to sweep or kind of buff back and forth because then the pigment might start falling down onto your face. We really want to keep it concentrated on the lid by continuing to pat it in until it's even. And then if you want to go back in with a little more, it's just going to make it a little more intense and make that shimmer more obvious. And you do kind of want to keep it on the lid area and not go above where we put that transition color of Beachy Keen. Moving on to the next eye, we're going to use the same method, just patting it in. And you want to make sure that the intensities on your eyes match. Sometimes it's easier on the second eye because your brush is already saturated with the shadow and the color. And now we're going to go in with our Furless Causemetics Buffer brush. We're just going to smooth out any of these lines and make sure there's no harshness as the shadow kind of fades up towards your eyebrow. Now we're going to go in with Red Apple's gluten-free eyeliner pencil. And this is a great moisturizing and smooth pencil. It glides really nicely against your lash line. And we're going to do tight lining, and so we're going to get all the way up near the upper lash line and the lower. And when you're on the lower, you want to make sure that you're not pulling down on your eye, but pushing up and out. And then you want to target towards your lash line, not towards your eyeball. And again, this is gluten-free, paraben-free, fragrance-free. It's really nice because it doesn't cause irritation. We're going to go in with Root's Pretty All Day Gel Eyeliner. This stuff is very coaly or very black and pigmented. It takes a little bit to work with, but it comes out really beautiful. Again, you want to make sure that you are using small strokes and just kind of moving back and forth. Don't be afraid to kind of wiggle it into your lash line, and you can always perfect later, which I always definitely do. Another reason we love this eyeliner is because it's pretty much budge proof. It will last you all day with the same intensity as when you put it on. It's smudgeable when you first apply it, but once it dries, it doesn't move. So it's really nice that you can kind of use it in different ways, and then once you're done, it's there all day. But it does come off easily also with a makeup remover. And here you can see the look on my face. I'm definitely thinking if I'm happy with my wings, and of course I never am. So I'm just going to go back in a touch more, but just remember it doesn't have to be perfect. So now we're going to go in with Roots 100% Lash Mascara. It's a great natural mascara with some organic lash conditioning ingredients, which is nice because it's going to coat and thicken each lash as you apply. It's also fairly smudge proof and water resistant. We don't find that it clumps or flakes, which is kind of awesome in the natural mascara world. No artificial colors, preservatives, and it doesn't burn, so it's wonderful for sensitive eyes. Now we're going to go in with the Hynt Duet Perfecting Concealer, and we're just going to put it on our ring finger and tap it in under our eyes where we have dark circles, around our nose where we might have some redness. And we're just tapping it in right now because we're going to go back in with the Zoeva Causemetics Concealer Buffer Brush. And if you've watched our other video, you know that I can get a little perfectionist with this, so I just really like to smooth it into my skin. So by using this dotting or stippling motion, it's going to give you the most natural finish with maximum coverage, so it doesn't look cakey underneath the eye, but it's still going to give you all of the coverage that you need to cover anything that you would like to have covered. So again, just pressing it into the skin. You only want to sweep or wipe away where you feel like there's too much. Otherwise, you're just pushing it in so it looks uniform with your skin and kind of mimics the texture of your skin. And you can go around any blemishes you might have. And that's another great tip. You want to leave the concealer on top of the blemish and then just buff around it so it blends in with your skin. Now we're going to go in with Roots Setting Silk. It's a nice translucent powder, and we're just going to set that so that it doesn't budge. And then we're going to follow with Roots Original Bronze Powder. This is a great bronzer. It is matte and adds a beautiful warm glow without being too orange, making it really great for almost every skin tone, particularly those of us that are a little more on the fair side, so it doesn't look like it doesn't belong on our face. I'm just going to, this is actually a blush brush, but it's quite narrow, so we like to use it to do a little bit of bronzing / contouring. We're not going to be too precise with it, but we're just really going to kind of warm up under the cheekbones, around the cheekbones, hit the temples, anywhere the sun would probably naturally kiss our skin. We want to give a little bit of warmth. We want to make sure that we also blend that down our jawline and down our neck so that our neck and our face match in color. Moving on with Roots Blush in Jordyn. This is a really pretty pastel, it's like a preppy little pink. I had not used it before this video, so you can see I'm being very light because it's quite pigmented. But once you kind of get a feel for how pigmented a blush is, then you can kind of go in and buff it out and layer on as need be. You want to stay on the apple of your cheek, more towards the side, and then blend it with your bronzer and just add as much as you want or to your liking. Moving on, we're going to use the Thrive Causemetics Infinity Waterproof Brow Pencil. This is the shade Audrey. Again, this is one of our favorite brow pencils because it is so tiny and it just works really well. It's comparable to the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil that is so popular, but this one is non-harmful and has a little bit better ingredients. Again, you want to go through and give your brow a nice foundation, and then continue to use short, small strokes and build up the tail. And then you kind of want to go in where your hairs grow out, and if you need to brush backwards to see where that is. It looks like I'm just drawing on my face, but that is actually where my hairs start coming out. They're just a little more blonde. So you want to fill those in, fill in any sparseness, and then you want to go through on the front of your brow, and that's where you might want to be the most light-handed. You don't want to get too square or too heavy-handed right there at the beginning of your brow. And then you just brush through it, which will help even out any pencil strokes and give it a nice even look. So you can see the difference that a brow makes. So we'll speed this side up since you already know, but again, you're going to give it a nice foundation. Move all the way over, and then you're going to fix up the tail, move back up towards the center, and then fill in the rest. We like this color brow pencil because it is matching or a touch lighter than our actual brow color. It's a little easier to get away with going lighter than it is to go darker. So if in doubt, just choose a shade that's maybe a step up from your actual brow color. Next, we're going to use the Jane Iredale Brow Gel, and this is in the shade Blonde. I've griped about this a little bit. I do love the formula, but the brush isn't really conducive to brows. A lot comes out, so I always wipe out the excess, and then I just use kind of the first quarter of the brush to brush through my brows so it doesn't get on my skin. And it just keeps everything in place and also kind of sets the work that you've done with your pencil. Here we're going to go in with the Mukti Organics Rose Blossom Hydrating Toner. This is just going to bring our moisture level back up and set the makeup so they kind of move in towards each other, and it gives your skin the appearance that this is actually your skin and not makeup sitting on your skin. Now we're going to use the Illume highlighter, and this is from Orglamix. This was in one of the Good Being boxes, and it was such a treat because we had not even heard of this brand, and now we're completely obsessed. This highlighter is probably one of the better ones we've found as far as cream highlighters on the Better Beauty market. It comes in a more silver finish, a gold finish, and this one is the rose gold or pink finish. This one's great for more fair skin tones, or if you're doing a makeup look that involves a little bit of pink, like our blush and soon to be lips. Again, you just want to pat it all over your cheekbones and make sure that there's not too thick in any sections. Really working it out because you don't want to have kind of sparkly sections of your face. You just want to look like you have a natural glow. Here we have the Cate McNabb Lip Crayon in Neutral. Again, this is a great neutral color. It's not too cool, it's not too warm, and it's a great base for any color, especially those in the pinks and peach and nude color families. But even if you wanted to put it under a red, it kind of mutes it down a little bit and doesn't give you a stark contrasting line around your lips. Now we're going to go in with one of the most ultimate lip glosses. This is the Root Pretty Gloss in Tinley. It is so shiny, so buttery, but not sticky, which is really wonderful. So your hair doesn't get stuck in it. It's not going to get stuck on your teeth. It's just a really gorgeous pink color with some cool undertones. And that's the look. If you wanted to stop here, you would have a great natural and fun look with a little bit of a dramatic eye. and your cat eye and gorgeous pink lips. But of course, if you want to move forward, you can use these Paddington lashes, and today we're going to use the style Monroe. It is one of their 3D silk styles, so it's a bit fluffier than the Kennedy we used in the last video. You can use the True Glue adhesive to adhere them, but today we're going to use the Thrive Causemetics eyelash glue. We find for some reason that this one adheres to our skin a little better, and that could be because we use a lot of oils, but both of them are very viable options, and again, they rate really low on the environmental working group scale, so they're a great alternative. You just want to get these lashes in, and you want to make sure that you press down on both ends so that they don't flip up on you. You can see the difference between having the lash on and not having the lash on. I'm going to go ahead and pop this other side on. You want to try to wiggle it behind your actual lashes and get it as close to the lash line as possible. And then you can kind of pinch your lashes and the false lashes together to make sure that they are cohesive. And then you just really want to press in, make sure that both ends are secure. If it doesn't feel right, keep working with it a little bit until it feels comfortable to you. And that completes our look for the day. We hope that you've enjoyed this root tutorial with this gorgeous bronzy eye, pink cheeks, pink lips. And if you want to check them out online, make sure you go to rootpretty.com or visit them on Instagram at rootpretty. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.